Sorry.
We're live.
No, our first one without a cold crack.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode and another stream of Mystery Tides of Darkness. Missing our soda cold crack today. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So without further ado, roll intro.
Does everyone here have the stream up on their phones?
Alright everyone.
I don't have the battery to do that during my phone.
We ended off last session with you guys beginning to be escorted to Lord Folkvar Wolf by two of the city's guard, as well as one of his personal couriers. That's not one to stay by me. It's just rotating back.
Comment your best stories of mechanical problems below. Make us feel better.
Just one down. Just turn up. Oh, yeah, there you
Is
go.
that better? I just
Yeah.
wedged my computer against it.
There you go.
So it couldn't hurt as much.
Whatever works.
Alright, there we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me a bit better now. Anyway, as I was saying, you guys are currently being escorted towards Lord Folkvar's keep. The courier who is escorting you has this kind of dark brown hair, large beard. Of course, it's braided into three parts. And it comes down to about mid-chest. His beard does. His eyes are a deep green color, and he stands about 4'2". As you walk through the town, you hear the sounds of blacksmiths getting their forges back up to start getting things working so they can start fixing things. You can hear carpenters immediately starting to go to work to try and repair buildings. And you hear the sounds of people digging through rubble to try and find either belongings or potential survivors who have been buried in the rubble.
Awful.
One
Thanks
of
for
the
that.
couriers, as you guys are, or one of the two guards, as you guys are walking, turns to Cairo, or looks at Cairo. It seems like he's glancing at him kind of nervously, and then looks at the rest of the group. Not to be that guy, but I do see that you all have a robot with you. Considering recent events, can you guys vouch for this one that...
You know I do have a name. And I existed long before these robots ever attacked your town.
Well, I kind of assumed it'd probably be a serial number.
No, my name is Cairo.
Well, Cairo, in light of recent events,
Lord Folkvar can vouch for me. I was his father's advisor.
so you're telling me that you've been around for over 400 years.
Yes.
Been around longer than that.
I don't know how much artifice can last that long, but I doubt you've been around that long. We only started creating constructs in this town,
And who
in
do
a
you think
city like
inspired
you,
those
about
constructs?
100 years ago.
Who do you think inspired those constructs?
He just shuts up. And goes quiet for
No,
the rest
I
of the way.
understand your concern, but we just stopped this uprising. So we have business with Lord Folkvar, and we just appreciate to be escorted. Thank you.
To be fair, you couldn't really stop him if you wanted to.
Okay.
Maybe we don't say that.
That doesn't
No.
help us.
How do you want to hand me their minis?
Is
the dragon on
Daisy
side.
with us at this point?
Daisy still outside the city.
Yeah.
Heck, now it.
Because
You could ask to have someone sent to go get her.
I left her.
She can handle herself. How dare you?
For those who don't know, Daisy is his robotic horse.
She's pretty cool. Very useful.
Very useful.
Very useful.
There we go.
Very helpful.
Moving up to the keep, you guys finally get to the point where you can actually view the keep. It is a large cylindrical tower, ringed in with several levels of smaller walls that escalate in tiers. So you have the taller one in the back, a shorter set with a gap, and then a shorter wall. The shortest wall is about 8 feet off the ground, and the tallest wall is about 25 feet off the ground. So the middle one is about 15 feet. It looks like it'd be easy to defensively set up to where you could have archers on the different levels of the keep. And then there's 3 different gates that you'd have to get to actually get to the keep tower itself. As you guys approach, the 3 gates swing back. First one opening, then second, then third, as it opens up to the keep. And you can see that on the other side of these gates, there is a dwarf who has a long red beard that comes down to his belly. It is perfectly woven and braided and very nicely kempt. You can see that there's lots of gray streaks through his red beard and through his hair. His hair is tied back into a big knot in the back, and there is a golden and silver crown on his head with varying gems throughout it. There's probably about 400 gems set into this crown of
Wow.
varying sizes.
Wow. Probably pretty
Times.
cool. My plant wants to eat that.
On his back, there is a large warhammer, and he is wearing plate armor. Very thick, heavy-set dwarven plate armor with interlocking plates that looks to be made out of a very fine quality of steel. And then in between all the steel is a nice black leather covering where the chainmail would be for some extra padding.
It's a little overkill, don't you think?
And then there's a lot of intricate detailing on each plate around the edges of it with symbols of hammers and stars. This is Lord Folkvarwolf. As he steps forward, he looks over at you, Cairo, immediately recognizing you, not knowing any of the rest of the group, but to the shock of the guard that was with you, as his jaw hits the floor, he steps forward. Ah, it's good to see familiar face, my friend.
All of them have
Oh no.
It's been a long time. It is nice to be back at Southgate, despite that situation I found myself in.
It's nice to have you back. You coming back to be an advisor again?
For now, I think I found my place among adventurers. For now.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Can't take our only brains.
Not good.
Not right now.
We need the guy who throws the black powder.
You know, my dad used to call him his only brain cell too.
Well, he certainly needed some help. You are doing much better, I will say.
But where are my manners? Please introduce me.
Well, we've got Aurora, our cleric, and archer of the group.
Cleric, very nice to have.
We have Johan, a knight paladin of the Church of Kiana, or Inquisitor now, right?
Inquisitor. One night, not a
An
night.
inquisitor travels with.
Not-
Yes.
That's good to have.
He's certainly come in useful, and
He comes in useful.
It's
You
okay.
know, it's nice to have somebody big and heavy to push in front of things.
I'm all right.
we have the wonderful Marcella with... I'm not blanking on... gonna say an entire thing and I can't remember.
An
what it was.
assassin, I guess you could say.
No,
Assassin.
fleet of foot and dexterous of hand. Also an excellent archer as well. And then we also have Yoshiko here from distant lands, but also very handy in a fight. I would not want to fight anyone in this group.
There's another Calvin, but he's
Calvin is
somewhere
Probably
else.
out taking
probably
a
out
drink.
drinking. You know the type. Certainly found himself in the perfect city for that.
Oh no.
Well, he'll be in good company. We dwarves love our drink. Also, I didn't plan a voice for him until the last second, and I've
This
said
is what we're at.
something, and now this is what it is. Right. Stick with
Sounds
it.
about right.
Dwarves are Russians now.
We like it. We like
What
it.
for?
It's all the alcohol. It turns them Russian.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Vodka.
But it is great that you came. I must say, my city and I owe you all a great debt.
Well, we do what we can to help. That
Well, I'd say you did. You definitely did what you could, and we're very grateful for that.
you would have been able to handle it.
They
I
had
know
a
the dwarves.
robot dragon.
That you would have struggled with. I am surprised that worked out as well as the plan worked.
And
I'm not
to be
surprised.
fair, when you did arrive, a good chunk of my people were captured and had already been moved to the mines to be enslaved.
Would you have me any other way?
And ashamedly, I was held up in the keep.
Oh,
You did what you could. I'm sure you did. Not to dismiss the struggles of your people, but we came not to help. We have a favor to ask you.
Well, I am in no position to not listen to your request.
This is a pretty big request.
It's a very big request.
Well, I do, owe you considerably. So let's see what I can do for you.
So, you know how we got
Oh.
We have
the...
We need you to postpone the election coming up.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you just jump right into it, man. Yeah, just,
Straightforward.
yeah.
Band it off.
You want to postpone the election that's coming up?
There's
We've come into some information that there will be foul play from one or more parties involved. And we believe we know how to solve the issue. We just need more time.
You talking about Thaddeus Geroff? Because that son of a bitch has tried many times to cause issues
Like this
and
guy.
this kinds of a thing.
Like this one.
unfortunate.
He also he seems to be the one of the four who is the most vocal about how he thinks that the other candidates are unfit to run. So, first person that came to mind to me.
Fortunately,
Sounds like him.
he's
Well, there are some of this party that do not like him.
fortunately he's
not the one that
he's a
would-
lot louder than he is a problem.
At least so far to us.
There's other things that are happening that
We have word that a vampire cult has tried to swing the election, and we are trying to deal with them.
That's a pretty serious allegation. But seeing as you do have an inquisitor from the church with you, it does lend some credit to that.
I think
We
don't I have some
came-
kind of seal or letter or something? Didn't I get something from the Archbishop? That could be
Yes.
like
Well, you have something from the Archbishop that would let you, at least within members of the church, be able to be like,
right,
hey, the Archbishop wants you to come with me.
right.
Yeah, but he's not really part of the church.
Yeah.
It might
Well,
have some sway with him.
I'm
though.
not gonna say it's gonna. I'm gonna use it to try to get him. It's just saying like we have a sign thing. Like we have a.
Yeah.
This is with the blessing of the Archbishop. So this isn't just
That's-
us doing.
We came directly from Dawn's Rest after fighting off a siege that had some vampire cults
And
orchestrating.
the Archbishop put you in charge of this
Yes.
cult? Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Come on, baby. Oh, right.
2 ones.
Alright.
For once, actually, no.
Persuasion. That's a 24.
Very nice.
Ooh, 24.
Nice,
Nice.
Mr. Paladin.
Later.
He's full
All
of
right.
charm.
Thank. And what would you have me do?
All we need you to do is just some way postpone the election.
And you're a little friendly with a Lady Kivana. I might have some sway on her opinion.
I'm bold.
You see like a very quick slight tone of blush to his cheeks as he goes,
I'm
why
bold.
would you say that? Did she say anything?
Maybe
Would she say something?
You see one of the couriers just goes,
I don't know.
Maybe-
Thing.
This dwarf has more
I-
life than the cellar.
I don't either.
as far as actually stopping it would go, the only way to postpone the election now is to have a majority of the candidates vote to postpone it.
we can probably.
So, I
The
mean, I
candidates-
do have connections with Lady Kivana, and I could ask her a favor.
I bet you
Um,
do. You said that.
So there's
There's no
From
guarantee.
far,
Or the
Kivana.
Now, I'm not
Daddy-
wolf.
saying that the
Thaddeus.
thing we should do is murder.
I think
That's not a vote.
I think we could potentially convince Thaddeus.
We would have to play nice with them.
We'd have to very much make it worth his while,
Might have to play to his ego for that.
which that'll be fine.
Do they? It's just the majority of the candidates, right? If
Yeah,
there
but
are
there's-
only 3 of them.
I was going to suggest that much more subtly.
I mean,
With
technically that would be an option, but it's not the most legal route to go.
And
no,
that
but
could
if we
that
have,
could start wars that
If we
we
find-
are
That
not
definitely
ready
could start a
for.
war.
Not if everybody else wants
I
them
will
dead.
say this about Thaddeus. From what I understand about him, he's obsessed with 3 things:
Himself,
One.
himself, himself.
becoming High King of Mistrid.
so he
2.
would want to postpone.
He's obsessed with wiping out and killing undead. And 3, he has this weird obsession with a local legend up in his area, talking about a hidden village in Nightmare Wastes and trying to find it. He thinks it has the source of all holy water or something in it.
The bastard will never find it.
What?
Probably should
Nothing,
hear
nothing.
do I hear that?
I mean,
Nope,
he-
I don't hear
I don't
that.
think he'd find it because I don't think it's real. Or somebody would have found it by now.
Oh, I'm sure somebody would have found it by now, especially since it's an entire village.
Do you know something of this?
secret?
No, I'm just a bird brain.
Anyway,
Subtly not subtle.
Something tells me she knows something about it.
Probably,
No.
but
No.
no.
So Aurora said, no.
if he hits undead,
That's why I'm like,
I'm not
he
unconvinced.
would probably wish to postpone to keep undead from meddling with his chance at being
king.
High King.
That might be something
We may
could
have to play into
do.
that ego for sure.
Instead of saying, yeah, actually, never mind.
Well,
Maybe.
Not tell tell him what he wants to hear rather than telling the truth.
Yeah.
We
Maybe,
do this.
but the man doesn't really care what happens in his lands, too much. I mean, he'll deal with undead and stuff, but for the most part, he hasn't even touched the apparently rampant dragon cult that's going on up in his
Dragon.
lands. Yeah, there's I've had quite a few refugees come into Southgate from the north.
Put
People
that
running
on a
away
list
from
of
a
I was gonna say Aurora's like eyebrows just perk up. She goes, and then she just
He
kind of looks down.
Apparently, just doesn't seem to care that it's in his lands. He's too focused on trying to get elected.
But then he won't let the church come in and deal with the cult. So
Yeah, which is a weird thing in itself because the entire reason he doesn't like the church is because somebody insulted him for the way that he was doing his job, or rather, lack of doing his job.
Sounds right.
So No, I won't go that way.
Is there a name of the dragon that this dragon cult is worshipping? I am copying.
It's not that. I don't know if there's a specific dragon. But none of the, or at least the word from refugees hasn't hit me yet. If there's a specific name, I haven't paid too much attention to it. You know, it's not my land.
I have a question. Even though this is like an obvious issue within,
No longer Russian, whatever his accent.
it's okay.
Go ahead.
So even though this is a a substantial issue, is there like a bounty board in the city somewhere where that's a thing? Has it been even public that cult exists where we can maybe take care of it
I
for
mean, not
a
in
job?
our area.
That'd be up.
Do something up north. From what I understand, one of the cities that's having issues with it is Oakwick in the Windless Plains.
Yeah, I was just curious.
And if you,
We don't have.
on that same measure, if you're talking about hunting vampires, you should go to Oakwick. The Bloodbane family's there.
What's the name of the
Are
cult?
Or
they
sorry,
ne-
Batsbane. The Batsbane family
like-
lives there.
Why does that name sound
Oh,
familiar?
that's the name of the sword, isn't it?
That's why I was like. That's why I pricked up. I was like,
Yeah.
The Batsbane family is obsessed with vampire hunting. In fact, the King of Oak's kind of gone a little bit crazy in the head with it. It's all they care about. That's it.
We might have more information on the cults.
we might have to go talk to him at
It
some
might be a fun
when
place.
we have time.
If you have time.
You could say they're crazy about it.
Bam.
I have a question really quick.
Nice.
So Aurora, I think, what's her knowledge of this? What's the city that we're in again?
Southgate.
Southgate.
What's Aurora's knowledge of Southgate? Would she know this pretty?
She's never been here.
She's never been here. Would she be able to discern that there could be a place where she could buy like vanity items before they leave, or is literally everything destroyed?
You're not gonna believe this.
Well,
It just depends on
Is Oakwood on the way?
One of our
It what?
it just depends on the shop. You'd have to go around and look.
okay, but like things are
Right next to
intact.
Oak.
Things are intact enough where she would be able to logically like
You
stop
could
by.
probably find
gates is next
stores.
to Quick.
that were open.
So
I have a question for you.
we have
With
other things to do.
Yoshiko having
We
traveled
have.
with Daddy as
There's
an
other
area,
things we need to do
How
here.
much does she know about the
including
cults? Would she have any other
Absent Calvin's
things on her
things.
radar? Like, oh yeah, they gather around this area.
Wait, do we want to be having like side conversations with the
doesn't
mics
really
on?
that
know
deal
anything
being
about it.
involved,
This is the
okay.
first time she's
That
heard
still
about
pick up?
this.
Or?
There are concerning number of dots, relatively close. I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna just, I need to talk with the party in private. Johan,
What?
I tug you over to the side.
You're in trouble.
But
What?
I'm tugging Johan over.
Privately.
Should we tell him about Kiana missing?
Oh, don't roll. I thought you were gonna roll.
I'm debating.
No, don't
like,
roll.
I don't even know what I
What would
roll.
Johan do?
He might know. He's the
Would
High
I know-
Lord.
I know. Do I even know? Do I even?
what's
I don't
that?
even know if I know this guy. Do
he's
I?
one of the candidates for High Lord.
Candidates, yeah.
I know he's one of the candidates.
He knows that Kiana's missing.
Everyone knows that they're missing. That's why
because
they're.
that's why there's
Oh.
the election.
Or
The only people who know are the 4 candidates themselves and the very highest members of the church.
so he does know.
Yes.
So this would be something to talk to him in private.
Which
not in
which
the
is why
middle
there's
of-
actually an election happening. That's the only
Yeah.
reason they know that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
an election
That's what-
happening.
And we know that.
So
So,
that's something we should talk to him in private and not
not
in the middle of a hall of his.
No, we should probably go to one of his, I don't know, an office or his.
Office.
I don't know. I don't know what he has.
Wherever the heck he keeps his hammers.
Yeah. Lord Folkfar, we should probably all go somewhere private to talk,
Talk about the rest of the situations.
because there's more.
That'd probably be wise.
When you have.
I will say, you do have my support in trying to postpone the election
Thank you.
if this is a big enough issue to cause us to need to. I can reach out to Lady Kivana and hope that she will support as well. And
I think our next stop
we'll
would
just
be
need to try and get one more lord or lady to support us.
The only option that we know is actually an option is, unfortunately,
Geralt.
Well, nothing saying we can't go ask the other lady whose name escapes me currently.
well,
Isn't
But
she the
it's
one
a
that
lot
we're
more
suspicious
risky.
about?
We're suspicious
we
she's
can't-
in charge of
we-
the cult.
she's not an option because of that. So
We
don't know.
I mean, we could go ask her and use her.
And have her try to kill us.
Saying no is reason for her to more suspicion and use it.
The problem is
She's
she's
on
on
the
like
other
the
side.
other side of the map.
Yeah.
Thaddeus
We
is
don't
closer.
have time for that.
Dagnabbit.
Should have
Fine.
done that while we were on that side of the map.
But we were worried about.
There was other things we needed to do.
We need to go to Dawn's Rest to figure stuff out first.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, we need to go to Thaddeus next.
Okay.
Go up. What's his
There-
city? Thaddeus?
What's the
Overwatch?
city?
Was that Oakwick? Or was that Lower Watch?
Oakwick was a smaller
Oakwick's
city on the
smaller.
way, I think.
Okay.
Oakwood's like. in
So
the middle
what we
of
probably,
his
because we still
domain.
need to go. The other thing we need to do.
Well, there's a couple more stuff we need to do here. In
Well, if we
Southgate.
go
Yeah.
to
And we
Moss
also
Hollow,
we
we'll
need
be
to go
going that
swing
way
by
anyways.
Moss Hollow too.
That's the stop.
What we can, unless we, there's other things we're gonna probably learn in the next hour
Yeah.
that might change.
we should
But
do-
also there we got to make sure that Calvin gets his relic.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
So we're not.
We won't be leaving Southgate this session.
So either way,
Really hate us.
I
if we
mean-
did that.
I mean, unless you guys want to try to find it.
I was gonna say. I mean, technically, Calvin
I
could.
guess I could just steal it again.
I think
We say this as we're walking
I'm gonna.
with.
I think Kyan
With
would
a king
want-
right in front of you.
I'm gonna be that guy, and I think Kyan would want to be here to find it.
Yeah.
So
I think.
We still got things we got to do here anyways.
Yep.
We got to figure out who killed Maxwell.
that's the other thing.
So
that I'm like,
he has a contact here. He'll know more about what Maxwell was researching when he died.
We may not have to, depending on what we talk about with him, we may not have to go to Moss Hollow. Other than, I think it would be good to go to Moss Hollow and find any potential notes Maxwell might have had.
By that time, they would have been through stuff.
Probably.
Put it away. So
Probably.
there's no point in going to Moss Hollow anymore.
I don't think there is. It's been too long.
Let's see what we've learned from. Yes.
I need to get something in the Mountains of Mist. Can we not travel through the Nightmare Realm?
I need to get something also here in Southgate.
Yeah. No. We're gonna be here for a while.
Sweet.
We're just.
Just not go
This is
to
just
the
the
Nightmare
plan.
Realm.
Future plan as
Future-
we're walking through the halls of the keep.
Yeah. We're walking through the halls of the keep.
Right.
Speaking of important questions,
Oh.
Yoshiko is going to get down on her hands and knees.
Whoa.
Please tell me whether or not you are actually dating Lady Kivana.
Oh my gosh.
I need
This is an
to
important.
know.
This is an important question.
It is for her.
I have almost died 3 times. I want to have something happy to look forward to in my life.
Make a persuasion check.
Someone else's?
Shut up.
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
The frame's all leaning.
Oh.
It's okay. Don't touch it if it's not gonna break anymore.
It's leaning against that for now, so we'll.
Me.
This is-
I just don't
Wait,
want
I have persuasion. So that makes it a 10.
Okay,
Not any
10.
better.
He looks at you. Interesting. Interested.
that. I'm just confused. Like, what?
I'd say we're in the place where I definitely think she is a very nice woman, but
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know if she's said anything. I wouldn't mind if you did say something. But we do occasionally meet for tea, and we did build a city together called Moss Hollow.
She was going to pull out some of her tea.
We have been working on building relations between dwarves and elves, and I do think she's an incredible leader. And that is all I will say for now.
Understand.
Are you holding tea in your hand?
I think she'll enjoy this next time you meet up. She'll give a couple of packages.
appreciate it. Like, packs it away in a pouch on his armor.
All right, that's all I wanted.
Okay.
He steps forward closer to Harold. That one really likes verbal tea, doesn't she?
And herbal tea, yes.
It's
Verbal
my
and
family's
verbal, huh?
specialty.
Yeah.
It keeps this party interesting.
Yeah. She
Seriously
She
though,
likes
you interact with a
likes being
beautiful elf woman a couple of times, and all of a sudden everyone in your kingdom just wants to know if you're dating her.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Being a lord can be such a pain sometimes.
I vastly prefer being an advisor myself. No one cares what I do.
You don't get the spotlight.
No.
Makes sense why you didn't end up staying to take over after he died.
I'm sorry, what?
I had other things I wanted to do.
You could have just been a king of the city?
Well, my father died. I was still too young to rule, so the advisor could have taken his place until I was old enough.
You need
Pretty
to
much
just...
would have just been regent until he was old enough. I had other things to do, more interests.
Why do you talk about this like you're like, oh, I already have brunch that day. Sorry, I can't rule a kingdom. Oh my gosh. All right then.
Probably because that was brunch for him, for how old he was and is.
Yeah. I like building stuff. I don't like ruling stuff.
I'm just saying, I forget how old you are sometimes. You just like do these things like it's a normal Tuesday.
Right, he brings you guys
Oh, nice.
into a private chamber inside of the keep. And as you guys are in the keep, you see that it actually sprawls deeply underground into a maze and labyrinth of a fortress that is built into the mountain in the underground. As he brings you inside, he introduces it as Volkahar Fortress. It is a underground citadel that is a lot larger than what the outside would make it seem like for the main castle. But it's enough that it can hold over 600 dwarves actively living in the citadel.
Wow.
Or in the fortress.
It's bigger
It
than
maintains a constant guard of 300, and then there's over 200 servants that live in the citadel as well.
Fancy.
And every hall has the ability to be trapped or turned into a defensive position. An absolute masterwork of design. And he helped build over half of it.
Yeah, more designed, half of it.
Someone had to draw the blueprints.
Ferris worked a lot on it. So, the sensitive thing we had to talk to you about.
So,
You know Kiana's missing.
Well, I had just been informed by the church that she would be absent and unable to make the election, and that it would be an election instead of her choosing one of the four candidates, like it traditionally was. But what is this about her being missing?
she's missing. We don't know where she. We have some ideas, but we don't know where she is. That's our whole.
Johan's entire goal is to find her.
I've been investigating it for the better part of.
It's one of the priority missions of our group.
And am I correct then in saying that this vampire cult is thought to have something to do with it?
Yes,
We believe so.
Yes.
We
That would
believe
explain
that.
why the Archbishop of the Church is so much trust in you guys.
Yeah. So
We believe the vampire cult has something to do with making Kiana go missing to put someone specific in charge of the election, which is why we need to postpone the election.
So we can make sure that doesn't happen.
It is a lot more dire than we thought.
yes.
Yes.
That's why
we
we're-
have the month before the election that we need it postponed, so we have more time.
we're trying to be very selective of who we talk to about this because
I can see why you guys potentially considered just killing one of the candidates.
Yes.
It's
now that
still
you
probably
mention
not the
it,
most
it's-
recommended option and could
it's-
easily start a war.
It's still on. It's on the table.
But I can see why
But-
you were considering it.
Do you have any information as you being one of the candidates of foul play?
Not really. I know that normally it's not an issue in these kinds of situations, just because normally it's chosen by Kiana herself, and she just picks the candidate who is deemed the most worthy and righteous for it. But if she's gone, it'll go to an electionary council formed up of major houses of lords and ladies from different cities all across Mystery.
Question.
They stole the round.
Who would be the most likely to win this in that event then? Is there somebody who seems to be in the running?
That
In
would
the
make
lead?
sense.
I mean, it partially depends on the amount of land you have. On, I guess you could say, who tends towards the
Do you?
obvious potential chance of having a lead just if everyone from their area was to vote for them. But not every lady or lord in those areas actually like the high lady or high lord who rules that kingdom area. For example, Thaddeus Gerolf does not have the support of everyone in his area. There are quite a few lords who do not approve of his methods and his single-minded focus on certain tasks over others. Lady Kivana could be a front runner of sorts, just because she does have an incredible sense for the economic sorts of deals. What she's done with the trading empire she's created on the coast is quite impressive and incredible, honestly. It's her trading empire actually that links all of Mystery together and keeps the cities functioning. So in my opinion, if it wasn't me, she would be a great candidate.
Who do you think? So
What's your opinion on Lady Vesna then?
Unfortunately, I do not know too much about Vesna Devon. I've only met her twice. She is a very graceful and wise woman, but she does seem a little bit secretive, distrusting of the church, which I, in my opinion, do not think is advantageous to the futures of Mystery. I think the church needs to be involved, and that without it, we wouldn't have gotten to the point where we are. Similarly to Thaddeus, she does not trust them, but her reasons for such, I do not personally know.
quick.
I do know that she is the only one of the four that I really just don't know much about. Outside of the two very formal visits, where I just happened to meet her at, an important party or event. Never really had much in the way of actual conversation with her.
Okay. Do we tell him our suspicions of her, or do we hold on to this? This is out of character.
It's up to you, I think.
He seems to be trustworthy.
I think so too.
It
But
would
this is-
probably help having someone who is trustworthy within the higher ups to know what
He's not
watch
going to
for.
know anything though. He just told us everything he already knew.
So
And he doesn't have any interaction with
Also-
their kingdom either.
and telling him this doesn't really.
No, but it could help him look and watch out for us.
question.
The one other thing I know about Vesna is that she's the candidate who's been ruling over her area the longest. She's been there for about 500-ish years. I've been in charge for about 380. Lady Kivana's been there for about 400. And Thaddeus Scaroff has only been ruling his area for about 20.
You know what I just realized? This is so out of character. You've been alive for 400 years, and
You're
you've
high.
only and you've only taken her out for tea. Like that's what
That's where that was going.
like what I'm thinking. I'm like, you got a crush on this lady, and you've taken her out for tea, and you've had 400 years to figure this out. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, I
How
don't.
old are you again, Aurora?
I
Yeah.
400 years in our
we-
lifespan is like
I actually
he's
don't
like
know.
50 for you.
He
Yeah.
blushes a little bit as he's
Yeah.
like flustered. I mean, I did build a city with her, and I have tried my best to repair, dwarven elven relations. Cut me some slack.
These things do take time.
I can guarantee you.
I mean,
that
she is
in-
2 feet taller than me as well, so.
400 years. 400 years. No, it's okay. I'm sorry. She just kind of like. Also, this is out of character too.
I'm a little called out right now.
It's kind of hard for me to like stay attached to this story for some reason right now. Are we suspecting anything of him?
no.
We haven't really.
How do we know that he's telling the truth?
'Cause
So-
he's literally known him his entire
He
life.
can vouch.
He's been the kid since I was an advisor to his father.
He's known him his entire life.
But that doesn't really matter in my opinion.
Something
I think
could happen.
geographically, he's as far as we know, he's been far enough away from this.
Logically,
Sure.
yes. However, circle of truth. But
Are you gonna say
can that?
this?
Well,
I can definitely do that.
I know. But I'm saying, is there a way that we can cast her where he wouldn't know?
No. It's a very
It's a
it's
very.
a very obvious spell that
You
it's
have to
happening.
make a save, and you know when you make the save, so it's like ringing a bell in someone's head.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
That does bring up the
I don't
in
know.
character.
I just don't trust anyone, to be
You
honest.
can whisper to Yoshiko,
Pro-
by
it's
all
smart.
means.
I don't trust anybody, honestly.
It's reasonable.
That's kind of
in our situation.
like
Yeah,
Aurora's
well.
Aurora's philosophy with this is like she just doesn't trust anybody because the enemy could be anywhere,
We do also
and
have.
we have
Oh, you know vampires.
well hold
You know
on
They have ways
I
of
can
controlling
read his
people.
mind.
whatever.
It's true. No, you're right.
We're just talking over each other.
I
So
have medallion.
it's just that we don't know who the enemy is or where they're at.
Yeah. No,
We
yeah.
have an idea of where the bulk of them are, but I'm saying like, Aurora in character isn't trusting anybody.
You could definitely make an insights check and see if you
Yeah.
can catch
Yeah.
anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
I trust him. I haven't noticed anything wrong, have I? That's
I
not
think that's also
his typical
bias.
character.
No.
Yeah,
There clearly
exactly.
would be bias.
But that's
Yeah,
I
I'll
would
do
argue.
an insight.
Sure,
I'll do insight.
What?
15.
You do have Medallion of Thoughts. Would they notice?
I would notice.
It's
Oh,
like
it would
casting
be.
detect on, so
It would
yeah,
be.
they could potentially notice depending on how deep you probe.
We
into
could
their
just
mind.
call him out.
What'd you get?
17. Total.
You believe he's telling the truth.
So, I mean, if you bring up
To be
that,
fair,
are you
Lord
gonna bring
Lord
that up
Wolf's
at the
always
party that
been
you're not-
popular for
Well,
being
we
a
can
very
Yeah. Oh no.
honest and blunt
Separately,
person.
without him around,
Yeah.
I'll announce later. Like Aurora trusts nobody but this group.
Well,
0.
that's later. So
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
You
for
could-
now,
It wouldn't be hard for you to pull a person aside. You just leave the room. If you really want to do something about it.
I don't think it's worth anything right now.
Okay.
Personally, I don't know. What do you guys think?
if you don't feel like you trust him, then
Then you
it
don't
would be
trust
worth
him.
bringing someone aside and being like, I don't think I trust him.
The problem
But if
is
you do
have
trust
to
him,
call them
which
out directly.
on your roll you do, you know,
On my roll,
you don't
it's-
think
it's-
he's been lying.
you don't
Yeah.
believe
I don't.
he's
Yeah, I
lying,
don't believe he's lying, but I don't trust him at all.
which is fair.
Um.
Which is fair. In our situation, we really can't trust
Yeah,
him.
I could legitimately see
Completely.
Because
But
I
we are-
just
we are-
as character.
we are
I'm just
kind of-
imagining you guys like all huddled up, and he's just like sitting in the corner, like twiddling his thumbs, like
I can hear you.
tell your here, I can
All
hear you
you
talking
have to
about
do-
me.
All you have to do is tell Yoshiko to bring
I'm
up
right
more tea,
here.
and I would
Okay,
distract him.
so Aurora pulls Yoshiko's side, girl to girl. I am a man, IRL, by the way, but girl to girl. girl to girl. I'm just kidding.
Twitch streamer comes out as well.
Hey. You know what? Okay, I'm not farming this.
when
for
you
you.
try to roleplay. It's not possible.
But
You're
Hey.
acting weird, Aurora. What's going on?
hey, so
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm far enough away where I just, we're having this. Hey, I just don't trust anybody on this anywhere
I mean,
except people in this group.
Are you saying that you're worried about him specifically, or like servants hearing?
I think we're having. I think we're trusting people too easily with information that we've worked hard to receive.
You think we're being too assumptive, basically?
I think we're being too easy. I have a feeling that anybody could be listening to what we are saying right now without us even knowing. Not saying that that's happening, but we have just given some information to a man that 80% of this party doesn't really know. We don't have a connection with him except Cairo.
That's fair, and it has been a while since Cairo's seen him.
But also, I'm not saying that this man is, secretly Vesna. But I just feel like I don't know what we should do from here. I just don't trust him.
I mean, it's a fair point to have, considering we have the issue of the dagger. Somebody could be a spy and not know it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone could be on any side.
There's also not really a way for us to get him to admit or fess up to anything or catch anyone. Does anybody in this party have detect magic?
I do.
I think a number of
The
us
only
do.
way we could tell if somebody was listening, assuming they're using magical means, is if somebody casts detect magic.
Do I have it?
Otherwise, if I were to use something like, oh, I'm so sorry, microphone. If I were to use something like Zone of Truth, they don't know that they're a spy,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't admit to anything. It would do us nothing.
Detect magic, and I'm still talking to you. Detect magic. If someone casts that, would anybody know that it's being casted except the person who's casting?
That one is a lot easier to hide than something like Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth has a visual effect.
Maybe we should pull Cairo aside just to make sure. We're having a very big conversation in a keep.
We could say that we want to meet with him later and just end the conversation here before we go too far. He's already agreed to help us. We got what we wanted.
I'm not going further.
I could be off my gourd here, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that someone that we feel like we could trust could instantly turn on us, and I just feel I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I have an idea to grab Marcella.
Does she?
She could just check to see if anybody's listening. We have the rest of the conversation. She's very easy not to notice.
You think does she have detect magic, or are you thinking that she should literally spy around?
I think she should literally just spy around to see if anybody else is spying, because she's better at spying than anybody else.
That's true.
And detect magic could also just entirely pick up literally anything from his armor to minor enchantments. I didn't know that. Yoshiko doesn't know that. She doesn't use these spells.
And a cleric would have this in their.
You'd have to have it prepared.
I just don't have it prepared. That's the thing that sucks.
Yeah.
But I have
So
access
You're not
to it.
really able to do a lot right now.
Yes.
What we could do is just try to preemptively end the conversation. I could start a fist fight with a dwarf.
Maybe we.
I'm giving you options.
The
Okay,
only door for
and
here is.
And I
There are
appreciate.
servants in here.
And I appreciate.
No, it's just.
You guys are in a private room with just him.
I could get my hair caught on something important. I don't know what you want from me.
I appreciate the sentiment. Maybe we just leave.
Okay,
I feel. Do we have what we need?
we have what we need. We can just try to prompt the party to leave the room if you really feel that strongly about it.
I don't know. I think at any point during our missions, we could just run into some. I don't know. There's just a part of me. That just
It's
feels,
it's a good concern. It's something I honestly forgot about. That we should probably be more careful, especially with the weird crap they stabbed me with.
Something I forgot about too, but I'm not in this conversation.
All right, are we ending the conversation?
yes.
Kicks
Then
down
you
the door
guys-
like Calvin.
Rejoin the rest of the group.
I stare like you spent too much time around Calvin. If you're starting to kick down doors like that.
Not my fault.
Are you
I've
getting-
been the babysitter for too long.
Folkvar looks at you guys and goes, well, we're going to start off towards Thaddeus's realm, up to Lore Watch. I would like to offer any assistance I can when it comes to the need of supplies, or is there anything I can help you with?
Do you have access to something that can stop divination magic? Because we have a way to travel faster, but there's a recent threat in that way that we need to keep from being able to spot us.
There is you could use something like an amulet or ring of mind shielding.
I was hoping for something that could cover a cart.
Yeah, then it's a little transportable.
You could probably make something, but that's going to take time, and we don't really have that right now.
Could probably make something. Like
We
that.
have some
I mean,
time. There's other things we need to do here. So
I would expect something like that to be
I
more
could
You
leave.
need
extensive.
something that it's just kind of like a vague aura of the effect.
If possible. If not, then keep a box hidden at the very least.
Well, we don't just need a box hidden. You need to be hidden too.
He hasn't detected.
He doesn't know. He just knows I have a connection.
Yeah,
But if he knows, we have a problem.
he hasn't figured it out yet.
That was a good.
We've
That was a
already
good.
had
I like that
one
voice.
set of several hundred killer robots trying to kill you. We don't need anything else.
There is
No,
the
we don't need to
spell I came up with, the arcane lock box spell.
Yeah.
It's impossible to detect something inside of that box.
Could you teach me that spell?
Um,
Because I pull out the lockbox. It was on this box. Then we took it down to get what was inside.
Hmm.
And now we need it back on again.
yeah,
I could.
We broke it.
you broke it. Nope, we opened it.
I don't know if I could. I mean, I guess it depends on the amount of time you have for me to try and teach you the spell.
We have some time.
Or I could write it on a couple of scrolls for you to take.
No, scrolls would probably be easier. If we really needed to, I could leave Batsui here, and Batsui is able to travel a lot faster than anything else. You could just grab it and bring it back.
The main way that it would work is, you cast that spell on it, and then whatever spell you cast next on the object becomes the spell that locks the box / unlocks it each time you cast it on it. And he like runs his hand over the box and goes, somebody locked this with an incredibly powerful spell.
Yeah, I locked it a long time ago.
I might
You?
be able to change what spell's on it.
Could you?
I mean, I'm the one who created the spell that locked it in the first place,
Fair enough.
so I hope so.
We would just want the things that are inside of it out of it first before you change the spell. I
Really
don't think
probably
it's
want
best
it
to
in.
leave that lying around.
No.
Probably want them in the box to lock them.
I shouldn't need to take it out to change it.
Put the parties in.
Sounds like whatever's in this box is incredibly important.
Very.
We just, yeah, we're just trying to get things done here.
We're a little
Some
Hope you-
people
I
with
hope-
me.
I hope you understand our hesitance on some
Is
things.
there any spell in particular you'd like me to change it to? General rule of thumb: the more difficult to cast, the harder it is for somebody to unlock it.
Do we want it to be a spell we all have, or some of us have, or
Would be
just
fine if
a.
just Kyra knew the spell. He's really the only
Lay
one
on
who
hand. No, I'm
access
just
to
kidding.
Lay
Lay
on
on hands
hands.
is a spell.
Vicious
Revivify.
mockery.
I was thinking of doing cure wounds.
It's just
something
vicious
easy,
mockery, so
but
you have to
I'd
insult
always
the
have it
box.
prepared.
Oh, that sucks that he knows the spell.
Yeah, but it's
It's fine. It's fine.
Your word.
Over your word.
We are at a little bit at other people's mercy, but to be fair, when have we not needed help? It's just nice to have the help at this moment.
Yeah, true.
With the spell, it'll block any divination magic, no matter what spell you have to lock it. Correct.
Yes.
So we stuff you in the box.
This is a small lockbox.
We have a bag that can hold an elephant and it's the size of my head. This is magic, dang it. I'm just saying.
She's valid.
This isn't a bag of holding lockbox, though. Yeah, if you could switch it to, let's just do warding bond,
You do?
Okay.
because that's a spell I always have prepared.
He begins to spin his right hand, and you see an arcane sigil begin to appear as he's like almost like typing or like dialing on in the
Doctor
air.
Strange.
You see these little like ripples of bubbles coming off of his left hand as he is like turning and changing this arcane circle, and then he sets it to a certain position, taps down hard, goes to an inner ring, and begins going through. And you realize it's almost like he's turning tumblers on a lock, and he's like resetting, almost like he's changing the tumblers for an arcane code.
Fancy.
And he goes through about 6 levels of this until he gets to a final small center circle, taps it, and you see a prism move outside of it, and then he gestures for you to go ahead and you can cast the spell on it now, and it will remember it.
Wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast warding bond on it. Okay, so
It'd be kind of funny if like you cast like prestidigitation on it. You just have like a water drop sound and then it opens.
That would be fun.
Oh dang.
It's prestidigitation, but it's a voice message that's just open sesame.
You have to get the exact
Wait.
prestidigitation.
Also, doesn't that like can it like mock smells as well?
Yeah,
Prestidigitation. It's like the smell of
Prestidigitation is
oatmeal.
very
the smell of
oatmeal.
you
unlocks
smell
this box.
mayonnaise and then it opens.
Whenever you're
Oh.
around mayo.
Oh man, I suddenly want a sandwich. Stupid.
well,
What is
Mockings.
it? Smell. And why do I want a sub?
we have other work to do.
Sub down below.
I have one question before
How
we
much
leave.
vampire blood do we have?
So much. Just kidding. I have
Oh,
no idea.
You
vampire
guys are
blood?
carrying vampire blood on you?
I think we only have 2 vials left.
Yeah.
We are so
I'm a vampire
loose with
hunter.
our
It's a collection.
conversation.
It's useful for our travels.
Yeah.
Do you have a place where we could pick up some more? Alchemist shop if it's open.
Yeah. You could try out. Let's see.
Let's we got time to figure this out. So let's
Because is there anything else we need for traveling?
I think we have enough blood to get us to Lord
The
Watch.
best I could think of
No,
would
wait.
be Bari's Simple Solutions. She's an enchanter / alchemist.
We have enough.
To go there and back.
We can get to Oakwich,
Oakwick.
get blood there, probably not having to buy any, and then have enough to get to Lore Watch and then come back here and then maybe more, and not have to spend any gold.
I mean, we're gonna have to spend it anyway because we're gonna have to need to get more anyway.
Yeah, at some point.
I mean,
but
and
it's
it's here.
expensive.
How much is it?
Like, what was it, like 100 or 200 gold per vial?
Goodness.
And one is probably good enough for 2 trips.
Yep.
So the more
One is enough to get in and out.
one's enough to get in and out. So the best way to get as much of it as possible is to find a vampire and
Kill the vampire.
Kill a vampire
Drain him.
and drain it, which
We
will be
can-
good anyway
can
because then
collect-
we can collect the head and the fangs and we can turn that in for.
So we told Folkvar about the cult. We gonna say who we have suspicions of who's leading the cult?
No,
No, not right now because we don't have.
not right now.
actual-
Because I might not be. We might be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, not
I
right
have a question, says Aurora.
But I mean, we said we're gonna. The only thing that we haven't told him of who we're gonna go to try to cancel it is Lady Vesna.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's who
He-
he'd know we're suspecting her.
And
of.
he also knows that we kill vampires.
Yeah.
Lots of people kill vampires.
Not like us.
Lots of people kill.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys use chopsticks. So.
Yeah, we
We are.
We're a weird group.
We're a
okay? Just deal
we're a
with it.
special troop.
I'm sorry. I have a question.
Go on.
In this regard,
Look at you.
no. I'm gonna text you something.
No, go ahead.
I can't say that.
No.
I can't say it.
okay. I want to know if Lord Forkfar would know where any of the refugees from this cult are, or where they came from. Even.
That would be smart.
They're part of
Figure that out.
the Razan cult.
Oh, after my 19 history roll, Yoshiko has more mental health problems than ever.
Nice. Nice.
So many.
The
No, I
trouble
agree.
is more trouble.
No,
I think you
you.
and I need
I
to
don't think
just
you didn't get it.
That's
No, I get it.
fair.
I get it.
That's fair,
us?
Simon.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
No, I get it. No, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
like it.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Where can I? Oh, see, you got it.
Yeah, you put it in the.
Yeah, I know. Okay, because okay, sorry.
Yes,
Different
no,
reactions. Different reactions.
No,
All
I
right,
get
so-
it. No, I think it's funny.
That's great.
Let's drive in the short wagon.
Okay. All right. So
I'll explain it to you later.
what? Wow. Sorry about the rabbit hole.
Question.
Are there any vanity shops nearby?
Vanity in what way?
Like if I
Clothes?
wanted a hat or a mask or clothes. Yeah.
Tailors.
tailor shop.
Tailors.
Like a tailor can make me a mask, or
I don't care your mask.
Oh yeah.
a mask would be cool. I don't know.
You could try Seraph's Choice. It's more of a general store, but if anyone knew, the best shop in town would probably be Percival.
Percival.
He's the one who runs Seraph's Choice.
And remind me, what's in Seraph's Choice again?
It's more of a general store.
Oh, cool. Is it possible for a blacksmith to make me a custom mask out of maybe like a lightweight metal? I just realized this after asking.
Yeah,
That'd be very easy.
especially here in
Swords.
I mean, you
Southgate.
could technically do that.
I could.
You're looking at the city that has the best metal workers, and
Would you be better than, and I actually whispered this to you, would you be better than every single metal worker in this city? Or should I just buy one here?
No, some of these metal workers are very specialized. I'm more generalist, but I do more with weapons.
With respect and love, my friend, I might buy one here.
That's fine.
I say
if
all
you-
this out loud.
If you need something forged, go to the Silver Ring Clansmithy.
I appreciate that.
They work the Seraph's Forge, which is named after the Mount Seraph's Forge.
Aurora nods her head even though she has no clue what that is.
Seraph is a forge goddess.
Ah. What does she look like?
could
Is,
know that.
is she dirty?
Uh,
Listen, just because
she's
I'm a Christian
depicted
doesn't mean I know
similarly
anything
to
about
an angel.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
She's an angel who loves to blacksmith.
Well. Cool. Okay, thank you.
Is every god on this world an angel? I thought there were no gods. I thought they all left. I thought that was the reason we had Kianas, because they were bad at their job.
That's more of just how she's depicted, probably not her actual.
So there's a goddess that's doing her job on this world.
I didn't say that.
All right, then. I'll just go back to my
I just
squinting. And
There
then-
was an inquisitor who was doing some work here. I don't know if you know. You probably don't know. Is Inquisitor Maxwell.
I don't personally recall an interaction with a Maxwell. You might try the local church itself. I don't know how they're doing yet after the attack, but they have a small cathedral set up in town, not too far from here. I could have someone lead you over there, or I could have someone from there, if you'd like.
I think I'll go there
Okay.
myself and talk. Did we get the name?
Take the train over. Might be faster.
I'll do it.
What?
I'm gonna train hop. I'm just gonna
Trains?
get on the
Train?
top.
Yeah, it
The
doesn't like.
giant moving metal snake thing. We call it a train. It's for transport. You can stand inside of it and move you around.
Huh.
Is it like a?
I have to stand in a giant metal snake.
It's like an automated wagon.
Is it alive?
Uh,
Aurora, she
Not
doesn't know. what this is.
really. We use coal to power it.
But I can't.
You throw coal into a chamber, it heats up water, which creates steam, and then we manage to create something that we call an engine.
The steam engine idea actually.
Yeah, it
Would
actually
use it?
worked.
That was your idea.
No, not my idea, but those.
I got
He was kind of crazy, and so I never thought his stuff would work. But
Well, the guy was batshit insane.
yeah,
All right.
I
but genius and crazy
wanna be
those
in
kind of
this
go
city
hand in
anymore.
hand. So
I don't like this city.
I don't wanna anymore.
Are there?
Yeah, we.
You and I can leave.
To be honest, we
I
kind of
don't
waited
like
until
this
he
city.
died before we actually tried it.
Blasphemy.
Well, we weren't gonna let him get credit for it.
Is it?
no one liked him. No one likes Ted.
Ted.
We do not speak of Ted.
Anyway,
No.
Is it possible?
Let's just say the man never bathed. Not exactly the kind of person you want to be getting the credit for revolutionary ideas that are changing your city. We were not making a statue of him.
Nobody wanted to be like Ted. Just
He was also
everyone
kind
liked
of a
his
jerk.
ideas.
Is it possible
And a drunk.
to buy one of these small trains?
Want a miniature snake?
We haven't figured out how to make him.
And these trains, they're on. How do they move?
It's just a track system that keeps it in place. Metal rails, so it can't go off.
Aurora has, in her mind, Aurora has just put together that a car could be made because a steam engine exists. She's a curious little. She's all right. She's 21 years old. She's like this curious person. Is it like? Do they need tracks?
I mean, trains, yes.
Have you put an engine in anything else besides a train?
Not really. Engines have to be really large.
Also have to transport the coal.
Yeah, you'd also have to have the coal hooked to it. So if you wanted to make like
Spark of genius. Who says I need coal?
one in like a wagon, for
What about
example.
water?
If you wanted to just put one inside of a wagon itself, it'd be quite the process. Take a lot of effort, and plus you'd have to have like 2 other wagons attached to that main wagon that you're attempting to just put the engine in, just feed it and fuel it.
Okay.
And then you have the issue of it being made of wood, and you have to then make it out of metal.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's a lot, but
it
it's
sounds
an
like a
idea.
feat. It's just new to me. So anyway.
What if we had some metal enchanted to always be hot, to always evaporate?
We need to get you out of here.
So we're just turning into Einsteins
Stop.
for the
We
I
time.
tried
do
that
not
for
have time for these. I have other more important things than your industrial revolution.
After Kiana. Ooh, that's a nice word.
Glorious
Revolution.
What
like
do
a
we?
wheel.
The
Did
only
we
reason
ever
my
get the
village
name
hasn't
of
been taken
Maxwell?
over is because it's hidden.
Huh?
We would be crushed.
Wait, what was that?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm just having another existential crisis.
Did you just?
You heard nothing.
Does she come from the village in the wastelands?
No,
No.
I just my mom.
It comes from
after
across
her-
the ocean.
I think you're all gaslighting.
I
I
have
would.
no idea where she
There's no
We
sense.
have
Just,
no
that doesn't
clue where
exist.
she's
So
from.
Aurora
Talk
Aurora
about it because
legitimately
everybody thinks I'm crazy.
pulls a Calvin
Because you are.
and
Somebody
leaves.
called me an elephant.
Aurora just says, Good talking with you, and leaves. Like literally turns around and starts walking
Yeah, she
back
gets
up.
lost trying
Did
to
we
figure out how
ever
to
get-
out of here?
It's okay. I'll
Did we
figure it out.
ever get the name of Maxwell's contact?
We did in,
yes.
in a letter.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
something I never wrote it down.
One sec.
I stopped trying to keep notes on this campaign.
And I finally started.
I should have.
I gave up.
I need to do it.
After the
Guys,
first
don't
page.
be us as wherever
Huh?
the fetch the cameras are pointing.
After
Don't
the
be
first
us.
episode, I gave up.
They never
No, we just have.
There's too much going on for us to write down notes. Because by
See-
the time we do, Calvin's off trying to kill himself.
His name was Quincy Fleming.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, I think I did actually write that. Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna ask Folkfar.
Look.
I'm gonna ask Folkfar. Do you know a Quincy Fleming?
No. I need to get through here.
Also, everybody who's in the stream, by the way, thank you for being here. We
Yeah.
love you. You're amazing.
You guys.
You guys are awesome. Welcome to the stream. We have 8 people here, and it's awesome. You guys are
We
awesome.
generally go live on Sundays at approximately 5 to 6 Mountain Standard Time if you want to watch us. Just for those of you who are on YouTube.
You guys are goats. Thank you for being here. The Twitch stream is where it's at. Sorry.
No, you. I got more important things than. No, I'm kidding. Do you know a Quincy Fleming?
He's a deacon, that's what the letter said.
I mean, he's one of the deacons in the church here.
Perfect. I'm gonna go talk to him.
Also, give me updates
No,
on how
Quincy
far.
Fleming, Deacon of Southgate,
of-
friend of Max's.
Also, keep me in mind, keep me informed with how far Aurora has been walking at this
You're probably
point.
lost.
No, I'm just walking back how we came in.
It's fair.
Probably got lost.
No,
We weren't down in the maze, I don't think.
we
We're
kind of just started walking down into the
Masella
keep.
would get lost.
We're just in the keep.
Yeah,
Mazes don't do well with Masella.
I'm just
Why do you think I fly everywhere?
I'm just
And I'm underground right
all I'm doing is just
Well, the last
walking.
maze you were in.
I'm gonna
I tried
head
to
toward.
fly,
I'm gonna
and I
head
almost got
towards the
killed.
cathedral so I can.
Okay. He's
See this
driving out
deacon.
towards the cathedral.
Whoever wants to come with me.
I'm going to the
Okay.
silver, whatever.
Does
you
anyone
call
have
it.
anything else they want to talk to Lord Folkfar Wolf about?
That's all I
Yes,
No.
but
We have,
you guys don't
Bye.
want me to talk about?
we have other things.
You can talk.
But you go ahead.
Oh, Aurora attempts a backflip while walking back. So she
Breaks
just
neck,
does a
dies.
full gainer. Well, no, it could be worse. 7, 8, 9.
Could be worse. Famous last words.
Could always be worse.
It's a.
We'll say you succeed in a backflip. It's not a
It's an.
fantastic backflip,
It's an
but
okay
a backflip.
Just a little
It's one of the backflips.
pesky little gainer, you know.
Uh,
Oh.
Folkfar, have you noticed any increase in vampire activities here in Southgate or surrounding
No.
regions? Nothing? No.
No increase here. Our issues in the area have been rogue constructs.
Which not
Hopefully that issue is resolved. There may be some holdouts of
Every construct in the city went crazy. About a week ago.
a week. Well, the syndicate was split up after the fight yesterday. Yesterday. I believe I took out the leaders, but some may have survived.
There's a syndicate that was behind it, huh?
Yes, they're the reason I went missing 80 years ago.
Everybody's more interested in goldfish than the
Sorry.
I think it's all because we're.
I succeeded at a backflip.
No.
Everyone's hungry for goldfish. They're goldfish crackers.
It's understandable.
They're why I went missing 80 years ago. And all of their technological advancement that they pushed forward behind the scenes, apparently, was from studying me. So I apologize for any damage that happened indirectly because of me.
I was ready for a moment, thank you.
Well, if it wasn't for you, my city wouldn't.
Thank you so
That would still be the leader of my city. So thank you for saving Southgate.
I do my best.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do have a council meeting I must get to. I do apologize. But
No, you're good.
I will take my leave. He steps out of the hall and begins going deeper into the citadel.
I'm gonna head to my. I'm gonna try to find my old forge that I would have worked at when I was here. See if I have anything left of my projects at the time, and if not, then just I want to try to finish my rifle and shotgun.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Miss Sella. Remember any of the recipes that you were taught? We're going to be in a town for at least a few hours.
A few days, probably.
You want to initiate your plan? Wonderful. Johan, I need your help.
I'm gone.
He is gone. He's already left.
I'm on my way to the cathedral because I have.
Yoshiko's tearing, chasing him in the city. So Cairo, to head to where your workshop was while you were here, you head deeper into the citadel, and you come upon a area that is not too far from the king's chambers, and you hit a couple of different rocks on one of these stone walls. You go bam, 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 and pull out one of them,
Left, right.
kind of a thing, yeah.
Konami code.
Pull out a brick and turn it, and as you turn it, it turns into a doorknob and rotates, and you pull out a section of the wall open. As you then step into your hidden workshop that you had made while you were here. As you step in and close it behind you, you can see that there is a fine layer of dust over your workshop that has been here. But you do see several of your previous projects that are here. Some of them that were completed, some in progress, and some that never got started, but the blueprints are still there.
I probably have upgrades or repairs for Daisy over the years, just sitting around. Prototype
There's the-
pistols.
There's a prototype for a mounted back cannon where you could put some kind of either a firing mechanism, or you would be able to like lay your rifle down like a back rifle rest that you could like lock it in to be able to use. There's the prototype for a flamethrower. You have a prototype for an explosive stick grenade. There is two prototype palm pistols in here that were some of the first palm pistols made.
Like from
The palm pistols are like
oh,
Small,
think like
tiny.
very small flintlock pistols.
I thought you were talking about like Iron Man or something.
There is a prototype arm blade in here where it would be one of your arms, except that it has like a hidden sword in the actual arm that you could eject to
Where
use.
the HK droids got their inspiration from.
Yep. There's also one that is an arm shield with a built-in crossbow, which is another one of the things that you saw in an HK unit. You get the sense that they, copied a lot of the designs or blueprints out of your own head to create those. One of the more interesting things you see is an early drawing that you haven't seen in a long time. It's on a piece of paper about this big, and it's just a child drawn sketch of you working at a forge. And that was given to you by the young girl Daisy, or signed
Cassandra.
Cassandra, as
Her nickname was always Daisy, though.
you knew her.
Poor Cairo.
Really has been
Probably
traumatized
has
a lot.
the like saddest
I'm gonna
backstory.
just go through and
You're alive for 1,000
light up
years.
the forge again and just start working again.
As if it had just been yesterday, the forge kicks on without a hitch.
I'm just gonna work on finishing my rifle and shotgun.
Okay.
Which I think I only have the firing mechanisms left. for that.
There's still a bunch of materials in here too, from what you'd had before, and scavenging around, it looks like you still have some pretty valuable stuff hidden away in here, including something that you had kept locked away for a very rainy day, in case you ever needed it, and something that you had planned to use on a big project, but never got around to that project yet. There's a pound of adamantium in here,
There we go.
as well as there's 50 pounds of steel, just like raw steel of varying grades. There's probably about 100 pounds of iron in here, 50 pounds of copper. There's 20 pounds of brass, 10 pounds of lead. There's a bunch of different materials in here. In the private workshop of the King's Advisor, you could get pretty much anything you wanted.
Goldfish.
It was a good time to be an artificer.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna work on that rifle then.
And you do remember that the adamantium bar was a gift from Volkvar's father, for having worked as his advisor for 200 years.
1 pound. Sorry.
200 years of work, 1 pound of adamantium.
You know how much a
Adamantium.
pound of adamantium is worth?
Do I look like I know?
A lot.
Wait, how much?
Do I look
It's
like
worth
I know?
more than his full suit of armor.
I don't think. Well, maybe in this world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How much is that?
Well, it's worth more than it cost him anyway.
It took
Because it only
me
cost
almost
him about
1,000
2,000
gold.
total.
My total suit's probably like 2,000 gold.
Put in perspective, an adamantine weapon. auto
Always
crits.
crits.
What?
Yeah. It's 3,000 gold for a pound
It auto
because of how rare
crits?
it is.
Yeah. Every hit is a crit.
Oh shoot.
And if you make armor out of it, you can't be crit.
Oh, we gotta get some adamantium.
If
It's
only.
expensive
It's very
and rare.
expensive.
My halberd.
It's one of the
We gotta find a way to mine it.
bullets. But yeah, I'm gonna be using it.
No, use it.
Which
Aurora over there. Put it in my bag. Make the arrows. Put it in my bag.
Oh yeah, put it in the plant thing.
it's only 1 pound, so that's
It's not much.
Not much.
20 bullets, maybe.
Roughly, yeah.
Maybe the blade on a halberd.
Maybe. Yeah. No, yeah, it would be.
Just the blade, though.
I have a spear that we can replace with
I
the
have
shaft.
a glaive that I want to put a gun on the glaive.
Oh,
But that's another future project.
that's an actual Destiny gun. There is a
Yeah.
glaive that has a gun on it,
Also,
and it has a shield,
You should look at a Warhammer Custody spear.
and it has a shield.
yeah.
Can I get?
But
Go ahead.
Could you get me one of those paper plates? Okay. No, it's fine. I get it.
Snacks.
I would do
you
it
want me to roll
myself,
for the
but I'm
crafting
trapped.
now?
Are you going to turn it into bullets? Or
No, I'm just gonna make the
working
finish
on?
the
Yes.
rifle.
Go ahead.
We are gonna probably be here for a few days. So
Unfortunately, we do have to make.
You do have an advantage on because you are proficient in yours.
there's a number of things to do
I
here.
mean,
Very
that's
excited
bad
to go
proficiency, but yeah. Just trying to remember. Right, intelligence. +5, +8, so dirty 20.
Except do
You're easily able to,
Except get me,
Um,
apparently.
in a day's worth of work, with this workshop and the amount of stuff that you have available to you in it, I would say you're actually able to finish up full 24 hours worth of work, you are able to finish the remaining components on your under-over double-barrel gun. Rifle shotgun combo.
We'll talk about the stats for that later. Okay. That's all I'm doing, so. Well, up to all of them.
Mm-hmm. What are we waiting for? I'm heading to the church.
You up first. We'll jump over to Aurora.
Where we at?
All right. Aurora, you have exited the Citadel. Where have you been heading?
I am making an attempt to go.
Hell.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa!
That's amazing.
Plot twist.
So I'm going to like the silver, like whatever the name was, silver something,
The Seraph's Forge.
Silver Wing.
silver wing,
Yeah. Silver.
right? Silver wing. And I'm just trying to get something forged or crafted.
All right.
There's like a CNC machine lying around. I'm just kidding. Kind of fun. All right.
Those are
So, heading to the large set of forges, you see 3 massive forges that are they're a couple hundred feet across, each of these 3 massive forges. Right under this massive vent that goes up and vents the smoke out through the top of the mountain that the city's built under. You can see about 400 dwarves running around this area, working on various parts of this forge. The 3 forges. You've got people who are feeding the forge and making sure that it's constantly fed up to temperature. And you've got about 300 dwarves that are actually working currently out of those forges, those 3 massive forges, just because they're all around the rim
Right.
of the forges themselves.
Cool.
As you step up, you can see that there is one dwarf who seems to be kind of directing all of the traffic, and has while most of the dwarves have like symbols of silver wings somewhere on them, this one has a thick chain that comes around the neck to a more formal silver wing like emblem emblazoned onto a necklace as she is directing things around.
Cool.
And then there is a dwarf next to her who is wearing a helmet that has the signification of the head of a clan on it. And you believe you have found the head of Clan Silverwing, who, when seeing you approach, Silverwing introduces himself as the head of Clan Silverwing, Lord Alpin.
Hello.
Hello. He looks to be, well, in dwarf equivalent, he looks to be probably about 900-ish years old. The guy is old.
Wow.
He's like the equivalent of like an 80-year-old man for a dwarf.
Jeez. Some time.
Pure white hair. Beard goes down to about here, just because it looks like it's been like mostly singed off from working. He's got thick goggles up on his head by his mask, and then his face is just pretty much almost all covered in soot, except for right around his eyes where his goggles cover it. He's wearing a blacksmith apron,
Old dude.
and as he steps forward to you, here to have something made?
Yeah. I'm. My name's Aurora, and I'm with the Oath Keepers.
The group that helped our town.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking to
City.
get something made. I don't have a lot of money, and honestly, I'm more looking for a quote right now, and that way I can come back some other time and get it made. I want a mask. I want something that's lightweight, like some sort of a metal mask where there's maybe some straight line slits for my eyes and then also for the mouth, but it can easily be taken off. And I also want to see do you guys do anything with magic? Like making maybe that mask potentially magic?
I mean, actually making something magic is a lot more expensive. We're more on the metalworking side of things.
Yeah, I assume so.
Making a mask is nothing too difficult for us.
I assume so. I was just wondering if something like that could
There
be
are
made.
more details of what you'd like it to look like.
Um,
'Cause, I mean, the more intricate, the more
yeah, I
work
mean,
it takes.
I assume that you're familiar with Damascus.
Yeah,
Um,
commonly
my-
used.
yeah,
technique.
yeah. I mean, my idea is having almost like a forged carbon or almost like a Damascus type of a slated metal look for this, and it to be lightweight. I wouldn't want this to be something that hinders me, but also something that's easily taken on and put off. It's purely cosmetic, but if we can make it magical, then we can make it more significant.
Something interesting we could do, if you're looking for more of a lighter weight, it is possible to do a copper nickel Damascus. More of a like silver and orange Damascus. But we could do, probably do something with that.
I was looking to have it black. The idea is for it to be black, or even maybe black with some hints of blue. So, as she sort of indicates to the blue robe that she has on. It's probably in tatters at this point.
I can see what my smith can come up with.
Persuades with backflip. No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
Would you do it if I did this?
We'll see what we can do. Let me have some of my smiths create a couple of different masks, and we'll see what you like out of them to pick from. I'll assign about 10 smiths to work on it. Should get 10 masks figured out within just a couple of hours. If you want to check back, and you can see if there's any of those you like. As far as payment for this, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Our city, consider it a thank you.
I appreciate that.
Because of your group that our forges are still running.
I don't know who that could be.
We'll take a quick break.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Sorry about that quick break. We got a surprise visit from Santa.
We literally were visited by Santa.
Yeah, no, we actually had someone dressed up as Santa come and visit us.
Literally,
Yeah,
literally
give us
Santa.
chocolate. It was cool.
We do
It
have
was
chocolate.
the best.
So all you kids who ever wondered, yes,
is
Santa
real.
Santa does have favorites.
Santa is real, and his favorite people are D&D players.
Dude, especially like if you play D&D, and especially if you're in the stream, you're on Santa's good list. So
Santa
congratulations.
will be there for you. Always trust Santa, unless he's the mall Santa. Anyway.
You're not really
Wait,
Jumping
what?
back in. So,
stuff.
Aurora, you can come back in a couple of hours and pick from 10 different mask options they'll have put together based on your specifications and request.
I also say hello. Also, oh, I don't say hello. Wait, no. Also, I just have I have one question for you. Do you have any like scrap metal, like any iron?
Lots of iron.
Can I
One of our
have
most commonly used metals?
like? Can I just have? And before I ask this, what were the thing? It was poison, right? That would kill this plant, right?
Poisons, and if an acid was too strong, it could
If it's
potentially use.
poison or if an acid. Okay, cool. All right, that's okay. What is, what would be a very, very strong metal that you could part? I mean, how many? Is this like what, an ounce?
I mean, we've got some. Want like a pound of steel or something? I could.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on what you're trying to use it for.
that's the question, right? I mean, I've been gifted this plant, and I literally turn and it goes burp. This.
He just sees this big old like pitcher pot back,
So-
and he's like, "What the?"
So
He's never seen a pitcher pot plant.
yeah. And I'm here to educate. So I say, this whips out a mystery arrow, and says, this was made by my little pitcher plant friend. And if you throw certain things in it, it'll make some sort of a combination and it'll give you a weapon that corresponds. It's very strange, and I'm actually still figuring it out. I've tried potions, I've never tried metals, and I want to see what could come out. It does come out in arrow form, so I have a feeling that if you gave me steel, a steel arrow would come out, right? Maybe a wooden tip with a steel arrow. I was wondering if you have any specific metals that, as long as it doesn't have acid, right, or poison, I would love to throw in this thing that you can just get rid of.
I mean, if it works like that, I've got something. Try.
Or if you have some adamantium, just jokingly, like prods his shoulder.
Adamantium is hard to get a hands on, but sometimes it does come by. You try and grab it, and you get a chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mine will find some. To use it. As far as things that would be interesting to try, if this plant can do that, let's see how this works. And he goes over and he gets like a stick of a small stick, mallet, or a billet is what it's called, of iron. It's like that thick, about that, like that. And he hands it over to you. Put that in, and I want to see what it does with it.
Thank you. Also, how long do I think it would take for this to process?
You're not sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you haven't tried it.
All right, so, cool, thanks. If something's processed by the time I come back, I'll be sure to show you. And still looking straight at him, just goes, and then it.
You hear the familiar leaf sealing sound around the top, as it begins working at it.
You said it'll be ready in an hour or two, or for the masks?
The masks should be a couple hours, 2-3 hours. Feel free to come back.
Amazing, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we shake hands and turns around awkwardly and then walks away.
jumping over to Johann, who is on his way to the church's cathedral.
I would say I have tried to follow Johann. I might be a distance away, but I have
Okay.
tried.
You can probably catch up because you can fly, and you're actively sprinting after him for T reasons.
Obviously.
I would say you probably catch up on his way to the local church here. Getting to the church, you can see that they are currently working on some repairs of the outside. It looks like the church had quite a bit of damage it sustained during the attack, and you can see that there are a lot of robots around it, and it looks like they had a couple of very large ones like barricading the doors and keeping them sealed, so that the church was like stuck inside. You can see three of those. Three of the constructs that were similar to the one that you guys encountered in the maze in the Nightmare Realm. There were three of those that are laid limp out front of the cathedral. And you can actually see, that there is the local bishop is currently out helping direct cleanup. You can see a couple of deacons out here. There are two of them out here, as well as you can actually see the local angel of the city, who is out and about. She's about 5'8". Her wings are white, but almost like a very light tinge of lavender to them. And her hair is this like stark silver, silvery white color. She's got these spectacles on that are big round specs, and she's got a book in her left hand as she's like directing everyone and taking notes of what's going on and writing down like all the damage and like everything that happened. What do you want to do?
I'm
As
gonna
you
go.
step up and see this scene.
I'm gonna go up to whoever looks like they're in charge. Which is probably that.
The angel.
The angel.
Stepping up to the angel, she goes. She looks up and goes, "Oh, I don't recognize you from here. Name, please."
Inquisitor Johann Wolf.
Good to meet you, Johann. Any way you can assist in the cleanup here?
I can. There's something I need to inquire about. Was it Deacon Fleming?
Yeah.
I need
Quincy Fleming.
I need to speak to Quincy Fleming.
Be right over there. She points you to one of the two deacons. The deacon looks to be similar age to what Maxwell was, which would be about 40s area. Salt and pepper in his hair. He's got kind of like chops that come down to about here. No facial hair other than like the large mutton chops that come down. And he seems to be currently working away at a little room on some rubble
Okay.
of what looks like it was a gargoyle.
I say, thank you, Angel, and I go over to Fleming.
Okay.
Quincy Fleming.
As you're moving, she goes up. My name's Juniper, by the way.
Like, notice me.
Okay.
Heading over to Quincy, as he's working on, you can hear him muttering under his breath about how much he hates sleeping. As he's getting that cleaned up, looks up and looks over at you and goes, "Anything I can help you with, Inquisitor?"
It's about Maxwell.
Maxwell. What about him?
He said we should come talk to you, and that there was something you and
I assume that was before he died.
yes.
What did he send you to me about?
Well, I don't think I know.
We were helping him deal with the vampire problem.
Are you
I'm
Yeah,
with
she
you.
followed you.
here? Yeah.
The,
Up here is behind you.
We were
like a
help.
thief
We were
in the
help.
night.
Yeah.
You said you'd have information. There was something amok as I gestured to the large pile of
Probably
rubble.
talking to my theory of the void vaults.
That's right.
Wood bulge.
We're done.
Quincy, by the way, is human. He's about 6'2".
Okay. Ah, desired by
His robes. So he's got a breastplate, standard steel breastplate, and then other than that, he's got a kind of like white cloak over almost like the leather trench coat look that is pretty standard in the church, with his holy symbol around his neck, which is the spear with 2 wings. And he's got a white tricorner hat with silver trim on his head. If you'll follow me, as you guys follow him into his office,
Okay.
where there is a large black, almost like obelisk like thing, where it's like an obelisk that comes up to about here.
Okay.
A couple feet off the ground, and then above it is this large, like 4-foot prism, almost like the shape of like a D8, like that,
Mm-hmm.
floating above the prism,
Okay.
and the whole thing looks like it's made of some deep black stone.
Mm.
That ain't ominous at all.
This is what we call a void vault.
Okay.
Or what I call a void vault.
Okay.
And
And you have
I don't know exactly how it functions, but I theorize that one could use it as a prison of sorts, based on the magic associated with it.
How on earth did you get this thing?
That is a long story in and of itself. But let's just say it was something I found while doing my job.
okay.
Currently, I believe this one to house a demon. Not a particularly powerful one. If I had to guess the specific one, I would say that this is in Urgula or Balgora, encased in this one in particular. But in theory, if you can encase a demon in it, you could have other things within one,
Such as Kiana.
potentially.
I don't.
I'm not
I,
even
I,
there,
hear
but
Macella's
still.
voice
I
ringing
think
in your
Johan's
head.
consistently been not subtle.
Content
mean-
sounds a lot like Marcella.
That would be a potential option if you had one that was big enough to contain that much power.
Was your job when you were dealing with finding this related to vampires?
That's a good question.
It was not. Well, I guess the
Ask.
particular mission kind I was dealing with a cult at the time. They were worshipping this object.
Who was the cult? In Thaddeus's area by chance?
No.
It was in this area.
Here around Southgate.
What other fetching problems does Southgate have? We don't need this right now.
One thing at a time.
We got that dealt with a couple of months ago, but
Do you know who or what killed Maxwell?
don't. I mean, he was investigating into vampires, and he did have theories about what caused Kiana to disappear.
Right.
And that she had gone missing, and that angels were going missing. He thought that it could be in relation to. His thought was that they were potentially killing them or capturing them, and my thought thoughts, I should say, have come that they might be using these Void Vault artifacts. I'm not sure how they're made, or where they originate from, but they're definitely a powerful dark magic. And so far, I have not figured out a way to actually destroy or damage it.
Was
So
there do? This is new to me, probably.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know anything about these. Probably.
If you wanted, you could try making like an Arcana check on it.
I'll do 1 too.
Go. You'll probably have a better chance than me.
I do have a +4 intelligence.
I do
Mother-
not. I have a 0. Nope.
I rolled a 2 and a 3 this session. This is great.
It's okay. I rolled a 3 here, but I don't have a plus to it, so it's just a flat 3.
Taking a look at it, you don't recognize the kind of magic you used on it.
We had someone specializing in magical artifacts.
It's not our fault you went to go hang out by yourself in your secret room.
I know.
You went to go hang out in your man cave instead of just actually helping with the party.
And make a gun.
And the gun will come in handy later.
I'm making a gun.
So you alluded to the fact that these things had to be bigger to hold something of more power.
Just a theory. I think that the material that it's made of seems to be able to contain a limited amount of energy, or have a limited amount of space, I guess you could say. And the more of it you have, the greater the amount of something you could store.
So it could be multiple or it could be something larger.
Yes.
Just the more.
Okay.
I do know how to open it. I have been able to figure that out. But that is a little bit difficulty to open one. I still haven't figured out how to open this particular one. But you see, if you have a specific, they're almost like a key to it. It's like a small tablet that would go to it. They're like these small tablets made of the same material, and when you press it up against it, it opens them. I know this because there's this. I found a smaller one that was about this big in total. The Oculus plus the vault itself, and it had a little closet in it. One of the little, one of those little demons.
Yes.
The devils. Inside of it, I picked up the tablet off of one of the cultists. It happened to open it when I touched it.
Why would cultists be trapping demons?
I don't know. Probably to be able to release them for either rituals or something else to control them.
Okay.
But
What?
from what I can understand and figure out, there is no way out when you're inside the one. The only way to get out is for somebody else to open it. And if the key tablet itself was to be destroyed, in theory it would open the vault or break the vault down.
Okay. Well, I guess my question. We were told to come talk to you. And Maxwell was working on something here. You probably don't know what that was. Or do you?
Well, the thing I've been working on here is these void vaults, trying to figure out how they work, how they could potentially be destroyed. I haven't really had much luck in actually destroying one.
The vampires? Is it possible the vampire cult has one? Or more?
I mean, potentially. These kind of seem like just bad juju in general. My concern is if there are multiple, what are they using multiple for? Have you ever encountered these before this point?
No, but I think I have a theory on what the material is that they're made of.
Go on.
The material shows trace amounts of draconic magic. Draconic magic. If you see, there are certain materials that if you take a dragon that is at least of the age of ancient, or at least adult or older, they can infuse their breath's magic into certain materials. Such as, for example, if you take an ancient white dragon and you have someone breathe on it, or a white dragon breathe on a bar of steel, it'll create a new material that is infused with that draconic magic.
I want my clan to eat that. That'd be sick.
Have there been
I
any
mean,
dragon
that'd be
sightings?
kinda
This
cool.
is something that, if you were to take moon silver and you were to have an ancient black dragon breathe on it, it could do something similar, potentially. I think moon silver would be the one that would absorb a black dragon's essence the best. But I realized this probably isn't the black dragon. From my studies, this does appear to be similar to a white dragon, but not quite. I theorize it might be a hybrid dragon of some sort. I've long theorized that dragons could potentially interbreed and create hybrids.
Oh, you did. No.
This one in particular shows traces of both white and green dragon.
No.
What I've taken to call a wintergreen. It appears that if a wintergreen dragon breathes on a thing of iron, it turns it into this black rock-like substance.
Obsidian.
Have there been sightings of this dragon you've theorized before? Or is it just a
The
guess?
only place I've heard of, I do know that there is a wintry dragon up in the Lost Woods. But people stay away from the area. Some people say that there is a green dragon out there. Some people say that there is a white dragon in the area, and I personally think that it might be one of these whitish green hybrids that could live up there.
Okay.
So it's potentially possible that someone could work with the dragon. In my opinion, this cult may have had ties to the dragon or done something to get it to do this for them to create the material that they then were able to use to create these walls.
Why would it be this far south then? If it's all the way up?
They could be making moves south.
Exactly.
Do
This
you
is
have
kinda
any
sick.
connections to this cult being anywhere else?
Pretty freaking
That I
cool.
know of.
This is cool.
But yeah, the materials I've taken to calling it Blightstone.
Light stone.
Blightstone or
That could be our dragon cult.
Voidstone, whatever you want to call it.
Let's talk with you that. In a different room.
Fair enough.
Not
Not yet.
nowhere within earshot of
Okay,
people.
fair enough. All right. What do you need us to do?
Yeah.
How can
Well,
we help?
I think that it's potentially possible that if a dragon's breath can create the material, dragon's breath could destroy it. So if you get the chance, he pulls out he's got this like brick of the material that he's managed to prepare. You could try and see if a dragon's breath can destroy this if you get the opportunity.
Well, are most dragons friendly? Don't they always make deals with people?
No.
Some of the metallic ones can be reasonable.
Some dragons are. I mean, dragons are like people. Some are friendly, some
You guys don't interact with dragons a lot?
You?
aren't. Do.
We don't have a lot of dragons where I come from, so there isn't really the opportunity to interact with them. But I was under the impression that most dragons were benevolent. Because the few we interact with are. And you've got the deep dark dragons that are a little more wild.
Quincy looks at Johan like,
we're all a little, and in my eyes, I'm like,
She's wild and
You're just muttering to herself. She's like, well, deep dark dragons, they'll just eat anyone because they can't really see anything. But other dragons are usually friendly. So as long as it's not one covered in mushrooms, they're usually fine.
what kind of other dragons have you run into?
Those one look like fish.
You have a dragon that looks like fish where you're from?
You don't have dragons that look like fish?
No.
If they
No.
can fly, why can't they swim?
they look. I have a well placed.
What are
I have
He, like,
a well placed
puts his
picture of
hands
a
on the side
dragon
of
in
his
my
head.
pocket. Not being
He
there.
puts his hand on the side of his head. He's like, "Where do you come from?
A place I can't say,
Okay,
and a
You
place we can't
can't
go.
tease me like that."
I thought the other dragons could swim. Why wouldn't they swim if
Well,
they can fly?
Well, some kinds
they
can,
can-
but I've never seen a dragon that's like a fish dragon.
They
If
look.
they live underwater,
I-
why
Johan has a well placed picture of a dragon in his back. Our dragons look like this.
the dragons are so much more stubby.
Nah.
Those dragons are long, like really long.
I mean,
Yeah.
you saw a mechanical dragon.
You saw that one.
Yeah, but mechanical dragons.
You
don't
saw
look
the
like
one in the
anything.
Nightmare Realm.
Draco, bitch.
That looked like a fetching skeleton.
Yeah.
That didn't have a body, and it had glowing giant eyes.
Well, that was also really. Again, we're having this really like specific conversation.
You saw a skeletal dragon where?
Unimportant.
Oh.
Blowing this man's mind.
Not related. Not related, but
You need to get out of the church more.
You guys.
You broke this man.
He like sits on his chair and has an existential crisis
Look,
and breaks
this
down
is
for a little
what
bit.
my dragons look like, and she's gonna draw like a really long, noodly dragon.
like the kind of the Japanese.
Japanese dragon,
Yeah.
yes. This is what mine look like. A lot of them died during the shattering because continents being slammed into each other kind of does
Shattering?
that.
That's not how dragons biology works. I don't understand.
I don't understand either. There's just one that lives in my pond.
Why does it look like a fish?
Because it likes to swim. It's got like koi dragon patterns on it. It doesn't need to follow your rules. It's a dragon.
I don't know.
I'm done talking about my
Anyway, if we run into this dragon, I will absolutely try to get it to breathe on this.
Okay.
what if a dragon breathed on us?
we would
probably die.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
It's a
Do
dragon.
you want a 700-foot long dragon to breathe fire at your face?
So freaking cool, man. that'd be lit. To be
Be
honest.
like searing hot pain for
You
a
would
second,
be
and then,
able to-
I would be lit, yeah.
and then poof, gone.
The robot dragons, radiant fire did a pretty good number on you guys.
You did.
But
I just thought that we're different subspecies. I didn't realize all your dragons look so stubby.
It depends on the one.
as far as I was aware, there's only 3 kinds of dragons. There's chromatic dragons, there's metallic dragons,
Bless your soul.
and there's the gemstone dragons.
But how do you not know about the Underdark dragons? You guys have connection
There
to
are dragons in
don't
the
you?
Underdark?
Yes, they grow mushrooms.
We don't usually go in the Underdark.
That's true, actually. I don't really go down there, so that's fathomable.
Remind me, I'm out of character.
Got that.
I'm out of character. Who are we speaking to again?
She and I are talking
To a deacon
Quincy
in the
Fleming.
church named Quincy Fleming.
So we are blowing this deacon's
Yeah.
brains
Yes.
out.
Yeah, and this is the guy that Maxwell said he knew in Southgate.
That we needed to go talk
that
to.
you
Maybe
guys
we
can
should.
trust.
Oh, we have to talk to this guy.
That's what we've been doing. Yeah.
This
Have
was
we gotten
At
to the
least
point
if
already?
he's sidetracked
Have
by
we
the-
gotten to the
Yeah,
point
he's-
already?
The point of
Oh,
coming
yeah.
to talk to him was talking about the void vaults.
We got the
And
point.
how
We have the
they-
point.
They got
And now we're
our
just
point.
and now we're just
Which
rambling
it
about
appears that
dragons.
They're made using dragon.
It is my character being in character because they don't know dragons that way. and they're
Do you
supposed
think this could be a little bit of a red alert?
to- a
On
what?
a little bit of a red alert with you. You know what? I'm not here actually. I'm not here. That I don't know. I don't know. Just like
We'll talk about it.
yeah. Well, it's not that big of a deal. It's
No.
just like there's this random person that he's just met who knows about dragons that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, just a thought.
Speaking of,
Hmm.
you know,
well.
other things that are going on,
May or may not exist.
Aurora, jumping back over to you.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
Ooh, baby.
As you're walking through the town,
Fire. A little bit. My time to shine. Getting
ready to roll.
I need you to make a quick perception check for me.
Come on, baby.
14
14.
plus 5.
Okay. You notice it at the last second, right before impact, as a
Josh, I need to stop playing with fire.
as a firebolt slams into the cobblestone right next to you.
Oh!
As you just notice quick enough to be able to jump out of the way.
Boss music.
Coming from the roof of the building, about 60 feet up above you. You're in an alleyway. As you take a quick glance up, you see just the edge of a cloak below as a figure moves. The cloak seems familiar to you. Make a history check real quick.
Dude, that's a 2
Oh no.
out of 20.
You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel like you've seen that cloak before.
I mean, why did you raise your eyebrow as soon as he's... Okay.
Nothing.
Well, Allura
It
shouldn't
just
have
seems
access to
like a-
Firebolt.
How do you know?
She's a rogue.
She's an arcane trickster.
Oh, that's true.
It's like I do.
That's right, she is a trickster.
Like I'm pretty sure I have.
Did you get
Firebolt.
charmed again?
I think you
You
did.
wanna
Yeah, I
try
have
and go after this
Firebolt.
person?
Yeah, we're gonna...
Firebolt at you?
Just really quick, I'm gonna do just a quick perception check again. I just want to see if there's anybody else around with maybe that same cloak or someone who's gonna catch my eye. I just want to make sure this isn't an ambush. That is a 16 plus 5.
You do notice someone who has the same cloak. It looks like the figure had dropped down the backside of the building, and you can see them walking across an alley, making their way to a crowd on the other side. It looks like they're moving to another position. And you realize, looking at how they're walking and stuff, this person's very familiar to you. It almost looks like Allura. But from what you know from the rest of your friends, she was taken by vampires. In Dawn's Rest.
We told her that. Right?
Yeah, we told her.
Okay.
Yes, we did. We told her a long time ago.
Okay, good.
So she knows.
Um,
Or she should know.
Remind me what greater invisibility does. But what's that? Why is it greater? Like, what
you
makes
can
it?
attack and still stay invisible.
And is it like a perception, like a crazy perception check to see me, or
Basically. So
Yep.
any other stuff.
do I have to roll, or do I declare that I've cast greater just
You're
invisibility?
invisible.
I'm invisible. Yeah.
And
Spend a spell slot. You have that already though? That's it.
I do. It's a 4th level
or is
spell.
that normal invisibility?
I have greater invisibility for a 4th level.
By the way, you were
I am invisible.
Double check it real quick, because I'm pretty sure invisibility is the 4th level.
No, invisibility is
Third?
second.
Second?
Third level. No. Second level.
I mean, I have C invis, which is a 2nd.
I guess. Just double check the wording on it.
Either way.
And yeah, once we confirmed that this is, I'm gonna chase the.
I have access to fourth level spells.
Greater is a 4th level.
Yeah.
Alright. You pop greater invisibility, and you start following.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the person who looks like Allura. That's what Aurora would do. She would say, "So that person has the same cloak."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm following the person who looks like Allura.
You watch as she begins moving through the crowd, comes up to another building, like a little pipe that goes up there, like a gutter pipe, and pulls herself up out of the building and gets up on top.
Is there any way that I
Get to
can?
another vantage point of the street of where you would
I'm going to.
It's concentration up to a minute.
Oh, cool. So I have that for a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
whereas normal invisibility is up to an hour. So
I just want to find a. Is there how many stories up are we talking?
have. 2.
2? Okay, is there another way around that I could probably get up there as well?
You're immediately seeing. You can try climbing up it after if you want.
Yeah. I would like to find another way to get after her without climbing up the same way that she just climbed up. I'll just climb up the same way.
Okay.
Hope the crowd is loud enough to where she just can't hear me go up.
Yep. Go ahead and make your choice of either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics,
acrobatics.
We're
We
gonna
all got a
do
chocolate, right?
we're gonna do acrobatics. 9, 10, 11.
Did you not count?
11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the most quiet thing in the world, but you are able to get up it.
Okay. What do I see?
Getting up to the top, you see her on the other edge of the building, looking at this figure, leaning a little bit over, scanning the road down below them. As the figure brushes its cloak back, you can see a familiar bag, Laura's bag, as she seems to reach into it. She pulls out a vial, and then pulls out a hand crossbow bolt and dips it in this vial.
Oh shoot. Okay.
And then seems to load it into the hand crossbow.
Remind me. I had prior to actually I had a paralyzing potion that I had put into the plant before
With holy water potions.
with holy water.
You got
So
those weird mixture ones that you don't know what they do. As a result.
what does the spell save have to be for a 4th level sleep?
It depends on their health points because it's a health point pool, and if your pool or the dice number that you roll that lets you have the pool for it is higher than their health total, the remaining health points, so they go to sleep.
Okay. What would the calculation be for that? You know what? Wait a minute. Oh, I do have sleep. Okay. Yeah. 11d8. So if it's
11d8.
11d8s, and then that's as long as that is higher than their health total, they fall asleep.
We're at like what?
Yeah.
So some people are at like 60 HP.
okay. So
It's at this point at the worst possible time your plant burps that it's done.
Aurora casts. Dude, you
The
suck.
moment it burps, you see this figure turn and
What?
let off a hand crossbow bolt towards you, or towards the sound. Be shot with disadvantage. You're able to avoid a 18.
Oof. Now the question is, would I have my bow out right now, or would I have my sword out right now? Because it's 19 with a shield. It's 17 without.
Would you have your shield out?
This is close range, so I probably would logically have my sword out with my shield. But I was preparing to cast sleep.
So you would have had a hand open, which means you either wouldn't have your sword or your shield.
So
probably not.
either way, I'm getting hit. So it's 17. Yeah, I get hit.
Okay.
We ball.
Bolt, to this figure's surprise, buries into your thigh. Guys, you just barely shocked by the burp and her turning around. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
I roll a 2 again. Dude, I roll so bad. I rolled a 2.
Not sneak attack damage, at least.
Yeah.
But you are going to take. What's your roll for con save?
It was a 2. I failed.
Okay.
No.
No one
Oh,
nearby.
No
Nope.
one knows
We
where
all
she
split
is.
up.
To not split up, we're
Hey.
You're gonna
fetching idiots.
You're gonna take 13 poison damage and 10 piercing. So you're gonna take a total of 23 damage as the bolt hits you.
That's half your health.
And you realize under the mask of this hood, with cloak up to here and cloth covering, you see the more pale skin and slightly bloodshot eyes of Aurora, or your sister Allura.
And a concentration check for invisibility, see if that drops.
Yes, you do have to make a concentration check to see if that drops.
And I'm just gonna fail that too, bro.
Most likely.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, wait, that stays up. You are still invisible.
You're still invisible.
So
But you see your sister Allura seemingly trying to kill you. And we're gonna go ahead and end off there.
All right. Great.
cool. Can I cast sleep? Because I'll forget.
End off.
Okay, we ball.
Just write a note.
Yeah, no cast sleep on.
Cast sleep.
Cast
Yeah,
sleep.
because if you cast it right now, it's less of a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Jeez.
We're gonna see what happens. All right.
Another friend.
Tune in next stream on Dragon Ball Z Kai.
You guys are
Probably
gangsters.
won't be next week. We're gonna take the next couple weeks after Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, we will let you guys know. Check out our Discord. Feel free to look out for a message there about us posting that we'll be streaming.
Probably the first Sunday of January.
Probably the first Sunday of January is the next time we'll stream.
And if you guys haven't followed already, you should
Please
follow
do.
the stream. You should follow the stream, press the follow button. There's 8 of you here. If all 8 of you are followed, that would be kind of crazy. So, yeah.
Hey,
We
let them know
also-
we appreciate you guys.
We also will be, in the foreseeable future, we're going to be releasing a lot of short form videos about various things. If you have anything you want us to make, just text us in the Discord or however the way you can contact us. And
Please do
we'll-
message in the Discord.
You know.
Also, we actually did finally get the Seer class videos put together,
Nice.
and they will be edited and posted up soon.
Cool.
So,
We're also going to be posting on the TikTok a little more as well. Love you guys. Stay safe.
Appreciate you, family.